What the science actually says. There was this study, and yes, it's a real study, published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, not some random Reddit post, where they literally gave couples stopwatches. Stopwatches, can you imagine? Honey, before we get romantic tonight, let me just grab this timer real quick. Peak romance, truly. Anyway, these brave souls actually timed themselves, and here's what they found. The median duration for heterosexual intercourse from penetration to completion was, wait for it, 5.4 minutes. 5.4 minutes. I can literally hear your brain short-circuiting right now. But what about... Yeah, no. 5 minutes is the middle number. That means half of people are finishing faster, half are going longer. The range they found was anywhere from 33 seconds, respect to that guy for his honesty, to 44 minutes. Condolences to that woman's patience. And before you start spiraling, let me break this down in terms you'll understand. 5.4 minutes is shorter than brewing a cup of coffee. One song by Tool, the amount of time you spend scrolling TikTok while sitting on the toilet, your average shower, that quick meeting that your boss swears will only take 5 minutes. But here's where it gets interesting. When they asked sex therapists, people who spend their entire careers studying this stuff, what they considered adequate duration, they said 3 to 7 minutes. 3, 2, 7. Too short? They said 1-2 minutes. Too long? 10-30 minutes. And anything over 30 minutes was classified as too long, which is therapist speak for somebody please think of her cervix. Why you think you need to go longer? So, why are you convinced you need to perform like some kind of endurance athlete? Why are you out here thinking sex should be a cardio session that burns enough calories to justify that pizza you ate? Let's talk about the lies you've been told. Lie number 1. Porn. Yes. Porn. The absolute worst sex education you never asked for, but definitely received. Look, I'm not here to shame anyone's viewing habits, but my guy, you do realize those scenes are edited, right? They're not showing you the 7 breaks they took, the cramps, the reapplication of lube, or the moment when everyone stopped because someone's phone rang. Porn sex is to real sex what Fast and Furious is to actual driving. Sure, it looks cool when Vin Diesel jumps a car between buildings, but if you try that during your morning commute, you're going to have a very different experience, mainly involving police and insurance claims. Lie number 2. Locker room talk. Remember that friend I mentioned earlier who lies about everything? Yeah, he's the same guy who says he lasts at least an hour, bro, while simultaneously being unable to run up a flight of stairs without needing a break. Here's a fun fact. Studies show that men consistently overestimate how long they last during sex, like by a lot. It's the same energy as when you say that fish you caught was this big, while your arms are spread like you were describing a small shark. Lie. Number 3. Women need hours to finish. This one's complicated. So pay attention. Yes, women typically take longer to orgasm than men. On average, it takes women about 13 to 14 minutes of direct clitoral stimulation to reach orgasm. Notice I said direct clitoral stimulation, not penetrative intercourse. And here's the kicker. Only about 18 to 25% of women can orgasm from penetrative sex alone. So your marathon penetration session? Not actually the move you think it is, Chief. What women actually want. Now let's talk about what women actually want, because I have a feeling you might be surprised. And before you come at me with every woman is different, yes, obviously, but we have studies, surveys, and actual data, so let's use them. The actual numbers. When researchers asked women about ideal duration for penetrative sex, the most common answers clustered around 7 to 13 minutes. Notice that's not 45 minutes. It's not even 20 minutes. We're talking about the length of time it takes you to microwave a meal and eat it while standing at the counter like the sophisticated adult you are. And here's something that'll blow your mind. When they asked women to rate their sexual satisfaction, duration of penetrative intercourse showed almost no correlation with satisfaction levels. You know what did correlate? Foreplay, communication, emotional connection, and whether the guy seemed like he actually gave a damn about her experience. Mind blown. What actually matters? So if it's not about marathon sessions, what is it about? Let me break down what actual studies say women care about. Foreplay, and not the let me touch you for 30 seconds so I can say I tried kind. We're talking 15 to 20 minutes of actual effort. That's longer than the main event, my guy. Think of it this way. You wouldn't just show up to a concert for the last song and call it a night, would you? Well, actually, knowing you might, but don't do that here. Variety. using different positions, speeds, rhythms, showing some creativity. You can't just do the same thing for 30 minutes and expect different results. That's literally the definition of insanity. And also a terrible workout routine. Clitoral stimulation. Remember that 18-25% statistic? That means 75 to 82% of women need clitoral stimulation to orgasm. This isn't optional extra credit. This is the main assignment. Communication, actual talking. I know, terrifying. But checking in, asking what feels good, being responsive to feedback. This is Adulting 101. Emotional connection. She wants to feel desired, not like you're speedrunning a video game. Although honestly, with your current 5-minute average, you kind of are speedrunning, just not intentionally. The uncomfortable truth. Here's what women have actually said in surveys when they're being totally honest. They'd rather have 10 minutes of engaged, present, enthusiastic sex than 30 minutes of you jackhammering away while clearly thinking about something else, probably your fantasy football lineup. Many women have also reported that overly long sessions actually become uncomfortable or even painful. Friction is real. Chafing is real. And unlike you, the vagina doesn't produce unlimited natural lubrication on command. It's not a self-maintaining machine, so when you're bragging about going for an hour, there's a non-zero chance she was lying there thinking about her grocery list and wondering if you're ever going to finish. The male anxiety trap. Now let's talk about why this misinformation is actively ruining your sex life. Performance anxiety is real. When you think you need to last 45 minutes and you're actually lasting 5, you're going to panic. And when you panic, guess what happens? You last even less, or you can't perform at all. It's a beautiful cycle of self-destruction. Performance anxiety is one of the leading causes of erectile dysfunction in men under 40. Not physical problems, not health issues, just pure, unadulterated anxiety created by unrealistic expectations. You're literally psyching yourself out. The irony is delicious. Here's the funny part. While you're over here stressing about not lasting long enough, she's probably hoping you finish soon because it's been 20 minutes and she's getting sore. You're solving a problem that doesn't exist while creating new problems. It's like bringing an umbrella to a drought and wondering why you're still thirsty. The medication trap. And this anxiety has created a whole market of pills, creams, and sprays promising to make you last longer. Some guys are out here numbing themselves with desensitizing creams, taking sketchy supplements, or thinking about baseball, all to solve a problem that science says isn't actually a problem. You're spending money and mental energy to go from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, when she would have been perfectly happy with 7. Congratulations, you played yourself. Quality over quantity. So let's talk about what actually makes sex good, because clearly we've all been looking at the wrong metrics. The full experience matters, stop timing just the penetrative part. If we're measuring sex as the full experience, foreplay, penetration, cool down, the part where you both lie there wondering if you should get up or just fall asleep, you're looking at 30 to 45 minutes total. And that's completely normal and healthy. Think of it like a meal. Penetration is just the main course. But you need appetizers, drinks, maybe dessert. You wouldn't judge a restaurant solely on how long it takes you to eat the entree, would you? Well, maybe you would. You seem like the type. Presence over performance. Women consistently rate engaged present partner as more important than partner who lasts a long time. You being mentally there, responsive, and actually enjoying yourself is worth more than you mechanically grinding away for 45 minutes while mentally drafting your fantasy football trades. Multiple rounds exist. Here's a wild concept. You can have sex more than once in a session. I know, revolutionary. If you finish in 5 minutes, take a break, do other things, and then go again, you've just discovered the cheat code. Most women prefer this to one endless session anyway. Learn other skills. Your penis is one tool in the toolbox. You have hands, you have a mouth, you have creativity. Hopefully. The guys who are actually good at sex aren't the ones who can thrust for an hour. They're the ones who've diversified their portfolio. Conclusion. So here's what we've learned today. Average sex lasts about 5 minutes of penetration. That's normal. That's healthy. That's what the majority of people are doing while pretending they're doing something else. Women don't want or need you to last an hour. They want you engaged, present, and willing to do more than just penetration. They want foreplay. They want clitoral stimulation. They want you to act like you actually care about their experience. Your anxiety about not lasting long enough is probably causing more problems than your actual duration ever could. You're basically creating your own nightmare and then being stressed about it. Classic self-fulfilling prophecy. The porn you've watched, the stories you've heard, and the expectations you've built in your head are all lies. Beautiful, destructive lies that have been making you miserable miserable for no reason. So here's my advice. Stop timing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to fiction. Start communicating with your partner. Learn what they actually like. Focus on the full experience, not just one specific act. And maybe, just maybe, relax. You're probably doing fine. You're just judging yourself by a completely made-up standard that nobody actually cares about, except you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go delete my browser history because the amount of sex research papers I had to read for this video has definitely put me on some kind of list. You're welcome for the therapy session. See you next time.